That ought to do. All right, we're rolling. Welcome,
Thanks,
Juan.
man.
We got Juan Go Hard Goins, bro.
Yep.
So good to see you. So good to have you on the pod. I was
Thanks for having me.
super excited for this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hop right into it.
Yeah, dude, welcome. We're super happy to have you.
Absolutely.
You know, you got a fight coming up, man. Let's get straight to
We
it.
may as well, bro.
April 12th.
Yeah,
Are you
fucking
hyped?
12th.
I'm super hyped. It's been a year away from competition. I had a big surgery, so I'm happy to be back in there and just scrap. I don't even care about the outcome. I just want to finally get back in there and scrap. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love that attitude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How's you said you had a surgery?
yeah, so I was supposed to fight for a title about a year ago, almost to the day, and I tore my ACL in practice and along with my meniscus. So had surgery with that. Was out for the whole year.
Damn, man.
Couldn't compete. You know, it sucks. So
Yeah.
it feels good to be back in training, because that's all I really know is just train, work hard, and to be sidelined sitting on my ass for a year. It sucked.
I
Yeah,
bet, man. I
Hey,
bet.
real quick, do you just want to move the mic a little bit closer? You
Oh
want to
yeah,
keep
you
it
can
like
you can bring this.
Yeah.
yeah, you want to
closer
keep
to
it
you.
like close to like a fist length away from you, kind of from
There
your.
we go.
Cool.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
that's
do.
cool. Yeah, but that's cool, man. Yeah, we're happy you're about to go fight again after the
Yeah.
surgery, after
Hell
the
yeah.
meniscus tear.
Yeah, man, it was the ACL meniscus. I actually had to get 2 surgeries because they had to go back in and scrape some scar tissue out,
Oh.
and I actually flatlined during that surgery.
What?
Yeah, so it was supposed to
What?
be a 45-minute procedure. Just go in, scrape the scar tissue, so I got more range of motion. I woke up and thinking I'm good to go. They're like, "You gave us a scare there." I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "You weren't breathing for
What
3
the
minutes."
fuck?
I'm like,
3 minutes?
3 minutes, yeah.
Dude,
I'm like,
what?
okay.
Oh my god.
So I go out to the waiting room, and my girlfriend's crying. Everybody's calling me, crying.
Oh,
We thought you were
jeez.
gone. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
And that was just like from your knee.
Yeah, just that I couldn't go out like that. My story couldn't end like that. I'm supposed to be Billy Badass, and
Right,
my knees took
absolutely
me out,
not.
So
That's
insane.
Went out
shit.
in a surgery.
yeah.
That'd be the biggest L.
Oh my god.
I'm like, what's my son gonna think of me? You know?
Right.
Like, damn. But thank God, I made it through. So
Absolutely.
recovery was great. It was quick.
Nice.
Going through it seems longer than it is, but
Oh, yeah.
I recovered quick. I mean, I was walking in 2 weeks, which I guess that's unheard of.
Nice. That's awesome.
So, yeah, I had a great support throughout the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing. Tobias, Anisha, Taiwan, all the guys at the gym.
Hell yeah.
So it was a good support system. I got through it, and now this fight just fell in my lap. So
Hell yeah,
Nice,
man.
man.
We're super excited.
Yeah.
We're gonna be there.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Absolutely.
So this is gonna be your second title fight.
Yes, that was didn't expect it to fight for a belt out the gate. 'Cause,
Right.
the sport has been moving on without me while I've been out. So
yeah.
being able to fight for a belt, I'm like, it's even more motivation. I know it's just an AMI belt. It's not. It doesn't really mean much, but to have a piece of hardware
For sure,
on
bro.
the line,
A belt's a belt.
yeah, it's more
Absolutely.
motivation for sure.
Yeah, bro.
Definitely.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You're stepping in that cage. That shit means more than anything.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you know.
for sure, man.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, we touched on it, and as you probably know, we had Sanisha on yesterday, and we touched on pretty much the same thing. It's like, I mean, dude, people talk all that shit, on fighters, and until you're actually there in the octagon, like putting your life on the line for
Yeah.
a show, it's like
It's
you have
definitely
no idea.
It's different. I mean, I definitely had like a coming to Jesus moment the first time I stepped in a cage. It
Yeah.
was like, damn, I'm really locked in here with somebody else who wants to take my head off. So
Yeah,
you
bro.
learn real quick if you want to do it or not. So if you're insane like me, you still want to do it. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Hell yeah. I
You
mean,
like
you're
punching
killing it.
people.
yeah.
What's your favorite like move to throw?
If you ask my coaches, they'll say an overhand.
Okay.
I don't even. I let it go.
Overhand?
Yeah.
But I like the Superman punch. My favorite fighter,
Oh.
GSP,
Okay.
does it.
Yeah.
I like throwing it. I throw
Yeah.
it like once or twice. And
GSP, you said?
Yes, sir.
I love GSP.
Fuck yeah, man.
He's the GOAT.
yep, that's my favorite fighter of all time.
Yeah.
I got his books, his documentaries. I got
That's
damn
awesome.
action figures everywhere.
He's a
That's
super
sick.
intelligent guy. Bro.
Yeah, yeah, he
He's
is.
smart as fuck.
He's an actor now.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
been acting.
Yeah.
Really?
He
I
was
didn't
like a
know that.
villain in a movie.
In
he
Captain
was.
America,
Yeah,
the Winter
Captain
Soldier.
America.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
he
watch like the
was.
first
Juan
20
knows.
minutes. He has a good fight scene. He throws like 10 Superman punches in a
Holy
row
shit.
too.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
fucking
dope.
awesome.
Yeah,
Dude, one of the coolest action scenes to this day I've ever seen in a movie is in the movie it's with Chris Hemsworth. It's like that Netflix movie.
Extraction?
Yeah, Extraction.
Dude, yeah,
Bro,
that movie goes
haven't seen it.
nuts.
Bro, I didn't even see the first one. I just watched the second one because I was bored one day. I needed something to watch, so I threw it on because my buddy at work was telling me about it. And dude, they have like straight most impressive thing I've almost ever seen in a movie. They have straight like 10, 15-minute action scenes with no cuts, bro. Like Chris Hemsworth is literally just like clearing out these buildings and like fucking people up.
Yeah.
Like for a whole take, for one whole take, like no cuts or stops or
what's
nothing.
it called? Extraction.
Extraction.
Yeah.
Might have to
Yeah,
check it out.
It's a fire
Dude, it's
movie.
so good. He goes in the fucking. I don't want to spoil too much,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, he goes in a prison yard, bro, and just goes nuts.
Yeah, dude, that
That
scene's
That
what I'm
scene
talking
goes
about.
crazy.
I might
Yeah,
have
that
to check
shit's
that out
nuts.
for sure.
Yeah.
Super fun stuff.
Did you get to see the fights last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an alright card.
Yeah.
The Justin Gaethje fight. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah,
I
seen
didn't.
that.
Sox was telling me about it.
Man, that was a banger. Fiziev
It
taking
was.
it on 12 days notice, still able to put on a display like that. That was
Oh, yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He was favored too.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Which is weird because he lost the first fight with Gaethje. So it was nice to see that, though. Fiziev is definitely, he's a monster, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dog for sure.
And that
Yep.
one knockout, the fucking wheel kick or whatever.
Dude.
that was
Oh my
insane.
gosh.
I didn't see that
On
coming.
King
On
Green.
King Green,
Oh my
Dude.
god.
bro.
R.I.P.
Dude, that was almost tough to watch, bro.
Yeah. I
When he
mean,
went
dude,
face down.
that just shows how scary the sport is, man. It's
Oh my
because Bobby
God.
King Green, he was on top for a while. He had a lot of
Yeah.
waves behind him, and
Yo,
now
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just,
He's
He-
a good
They
fighter.
said
He's
he
an
had
animal.
50 professional fights.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
nuts.
he fought pro since he was like 12 or something
Yeah,
like that.
I listened to the podcast with him on Joe Rogan, and he was talking about where he used to love fighting for like scraps of money.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not even a lot of money, but like he just
That's
loved
nuts.
it. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, some dudes, man, they don't care about the damn belt or nothing. They for the love of the fight, they just
Yeah.
want to go in there and scrap. so.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like to be able to make it that far, you can't be in it for the money.
No.
You gotta be. You gotta
they're-
be in it for the love of the
Oh,
game.
Right,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean, weight cuts. I could only imagine traveling everywhere. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I
dude.
fight an hour away, and I'm like, damn, I miss home already. You know,
Yeah.
so going
Yeah.
overseas and stuff, that takes a toll on you.
Oh yeah.
So
oh
yeah,
yeah.
like you said, you gotta have a deep love for the sport. Can't just be
For
all
sure.
about the money.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
fucking around with like different elevations and stuff.
Yeah, man, I
That
haven't had
stuff.
the chance to experience that yet,
Yeah.
but soon, I'm sure.
I've heard it wears on you.
Yeah,
Where would you
man.
want to go train? Dagestan.
Dagestan.
Nah. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
DC's gym, aka, I would love to go
Yep.
down there, train with those guys. He has a lot of good college wrestlers that come down there. I would like to go down there, test myself over there.
Yeah.
When I was first got in the sport, it was all about TriStar, Montreal, GSP's gym. Like,
Okay.
I gotta go there. I graduate in high school. I'm gonna go to Canada and go
Yep.
train there. But
Hell yeah.
I got a great gym here. So, but anyone
Yeah.
I would love to cross train with is AKA at DC's gym. I would
Yeah.
love to go there.
Hell
That'd be a good one, bro.
Yup.
That'd be a good one.
A close second would be AKA in what is it? Florida, Coconut Creek, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, you got Robbie Lawler down there.
Okay.
Michael Chandler sometimes is down there. I
Nice.
know he's not everyone's favorite. I like him.
Yeah.
But
Michael Chandler's the goat.
Yeah.
Man.
He's one of the goats
don't
for sure.
don't let Sanisha
He
see
trains
this. Then.
Dude, he trains insane.
He
He
does.
does.
He's just not championship material.
Yeah.
He's exciting to watch. He brings
sure.
it every second of the fight. But
for sure.
after that, I think his third loss, I'm like, yeah, we're probably not gonna get that belt because I
Yeah.
followed him since Bellator, and I
Oh, yeah?
loved Michael
Oh
Chandler.
yeah, that's right.
Yep,
He came
so-
from Bellator.
Once he came to the UFC, I was excited. I'm like, this is it. I've been telling
Hell yeah.
people about this guy, and he put on 2 or 3 good fights, and then lost like 2 or 3, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Didn't he knock out Tony Ferguson with that front kick or something?
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
Oh my gosh, the front kick to the
Oh
chin.
man, did you see the freeze frame of it? It's like the
Oh,
like
yeah.
waves through his cheeks
Oh,
and stuff. Like,
man.
Oh my god, his jaw was like up here.
yeah, man,
That was
it was
crazy, bro.
It was hard to watch. 'Cause
Yeah. That's
Ferguson, man, people forget
Oh,
he
man.
was the boogeyman. He
Yeah.
went, like on a 17 fight.
cucuy.
Yeah, man, he went on
Yeah.
like a 17 fight win streak. Like that's unheard of.
That's nuts.
Like people were scared of him.
Yeah.
People argue that Khabib was scared of him. I'm
Yeah.
like, it sucks to see guys go out like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And
For
he's
sure.
just still fighting.
Yeah, and this.
Do you agree with that, or do you feel like he should step out?
That's a
I
good
never want to
question.
be the one to tell someone not to fight.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm only 29 years old, and I've been told we don't want you to fight no more. And that
Yeah.
hurts. So I could only imagine a guy who's been at the pinnacle,
Right.
and telling him stop your passion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
that's
don't want to
true.
say
Fuck.
that he should stop, but I don't want to see him fight no more. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you get to a certain age, it should be. All right, we should have grandkids by now. We shouldn't be
Yeah.
out scrapping with these young whippersnappers, you know.
For
So,
sure.
Yep.
For sure.
I don't want to
Train
see
the
him
next
fight.
generation.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You still be involved in the sport, like you said, coach. You know, bring someone else up, but
Oh yeah.
He's
I
just
don't
got
want to
that
see
dog
him.
in him.
Yeah, I don't want to see him fight the best of the best anymore.
For sure.
Yeah, there's always gonna be some scarier guys coming up.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And the sport's always evolving. I mean, you
That's
see the
true.
eras of the sport. You know, before it was like jiu-jitsu guys rule, then it was like sport karate guys rule. Now it's wrestlers. I think they still have it's still their era of the wrestlers. So
For sure.
I just think some guys need to just put it to rest.
Oh yeah.
I won't be the one to tell someone
Yeah.
they shouldn't be fighting, but
For sure. Yeah, I feel like especially nowadays I've been seeing a lot of fights being won just by good grapple game.
yes,
Just good wrestling, good solid getting points on the board,
Yep.
you know?
Taiwan doesn't like wrestlers, but
Yeah.
wrestlers are good. It's a good base to have. I was told growing up when I was wrestling that if you wrestle, you could play any sport. It just makes you a
Yeah.
complete athlete.
Yeah.
You know, you're strong, you're fast, you're agile.
Mm-hmm.
So in MMA, I think it's if I can make the perfect fighter, I start them off with wrestling.
Yeah.
So wrestling for sure, I think is.
Yeah.
I'm a little biased because I've wrestled and I love wrestling.
For
but,
So
sure.
that's what.
I mean, you
that's
see
your
it.
bread and butter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
see it. I mean, people that wrestle, they make very good athletes, and they transition into MMA very
100%. They're also wrestlers are probably one of the best at like the hard like day-to-day grind, like cutting weight and shit.
Yeah, 'cause, I
that's
mean-
really drilled into you, and like when you're learning how to wrestle.
Yeah, because you go to these tournaments, you have to make weight that day. Mm-hmm. In a couple hours, you've wrestled 2 or 3 matches, and then sometimes you got 2-day tournaments. You know, you got to make weight again.
Yeah.
You got to weigh out. So, and you add that with the guys in school, and you're cutting weight during school. Like it really
sure.
molds you into that life of just hard grind.
Yeah.
So like when guys transition into MMA, like myself, it's like we're used to the hard work. You know, you're not afraid to go full throttle and practice. Like
Yeah.
you already have a sense of what the job is. Like
100%.
to get it done. So
Yeah. How do you feel about like I guess like middle school kind of high school era wrestling? Like I've personally experienced, I was never in wrestling, but I had a couple buddies that were in wrestling, and my one buddy took it super seriously, and I mean he was really good. So like the coaches, were kind of hard on him, and he was like almost to a point where it was unhealthy, like cutting weight, like he was borderline passing out in class and shit. Like,
yeah, I think when you're that young, like middle school age, you shouldn't be cutting weight.
Yeah.
Whatever you walk around at, go ahead and wrestle at. I get people, there's some parents that take it super serious.
yeah.
So they're like, yeah, we're going to be a weight bully. I'm going to make my son cut the weight
Yeah.
so he can beat up on these kids, pad his record, whatever the case may be. But I don't think middle schoolers should be cutting weight. I mean, they're still growing.
Building fucking
Yeah.
super soldiers.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
crazy.
I don't know how they do in Dagestan. They probably have their kids cutting weight, but
Yeah.
I don't agree with. I got a son now. He's
Yeah.
he's wrestling. I would never make that kid cut weight.
Yeah.
He's already skin and bones as it is.
Right.
Like I couldn't imagine him putting on a sauna suit at 5-6 years old. Like, damn, dude, you got 2 more pounds to go.
Yeah.
So, high school, yeah, because you're a young man at that
For
point.
sure.
You're growing into yourself. You're putting on muscle, what have you. But yeah, middle school, I don't think you should be cutting weight.
Dude, I was in middle school, 6th grade year, and they threw a trash bag on me,
Nah,
and I passed out.
Yeah, I don't think kids that age should be cutting.
It was a fucking hate
man.
crime.
You were what, 80 pounds?
Yeah, dude, I was
Damn,
little.
man.
Oh, I wasn't. I don't know exactly what I was, but I was little.
That was
for
probably
sure.
an exaggeration, but
Probably
nuts.
close.
They
Yeah.
must have had aspirations for you to run the ball.
yeah,
Maybe.
And
probably.
you must have been fat. You know, in Pee Wee football, if you get the line on your helmet, that means you're overweight. You can't run the ball.
No.
That's
What?
how it was for us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
So yeah, and it would be like dead
Oh my
ass, bro.
God.
We would have to weigh in. Like if you wanted these players to run the ball during the game, they had to weigh in before the game.
Damn, man. It's like fat shaming at,
Yeah,
at
that's
a young
insane.
age, man.
But it's like if you got a big ass fucking bulldozer of a kid that can run the ball,
Yeah.
and all he's got to do is cut 5 pounds, you're like, boy, you better get to running. Boy, you got a
I
long
guess-
day of running.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Some of
Yeah.
these kids are big for their age, man. Like,
Yeah, dude.
my son just finished his wrestling tournament, and some of these kids that are in like the 5-6 age bracket, I'm like, I need to see a birth certificate, man. Like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no way,
I
For sure,
bet.
for
there's
sure.
no way.
Yeah.
Dude, I had perfect example of that in middle school when I started playing football in like I don't know, maybe grade 6 or so. We had like it was pretty much pee-wee football. Dude, I'll never forget. There was this kid named fucking Tristan. fucking Tristan,
Fucking
bro.
Tristan.
He was built like a 20-year-old like bodybuilder. Like this kid it was like a running joke on the team cuz we're all tots, you
Right.
know, we're all little kids. So it was like a running joke amongst us like we need to see this motherfucker's birth certificate because like you ever seen the movie Benchwarmers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
put it out with crayon.
Exactly.
I am
Exactly.
13.
Yeah. That's exactly
What was
it
his
like.
name? Fuck.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I think it was like Carlos.
It was Carlos.
Was
yeah,
it?
It
Yeah.
was Carlos.
Carlos.
Man.
He's over there drinking.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
tequila and shit in the back.
That movie's so good. That
That's
was one of my
such a good
favorite
one.
movies
For sure.
growing up.
But yeah, that shit's crazy, man. I mean, it is a big cultural thing though.
Yeah.
I think. Like there's a lot of like to a certain point it's like yeah, you shouldn't be pushing that on kids that are super young, but also it's like I mean, like you said, in Dagestan they got 5-year-olds wrestling bears.
Yeah.
So like
Oh
Yeah.
and it works out for them. So
Right.
who are we to say? You
Yeah.
know?
So I mean, and I guess like you said, it's a cultural thing. Me personally, I wouldn't have my son cutting weight
Yeah,
at
no.
all. Like, dude, whatever you woke up as, that's what we're wrestling this week.
But what if
For
he's
sure.
like huge? Like you got a big old little 7-year-old.
like a butterball, or he got some muscle on him? There's a
Yeah.
There is a difference.
so if he has some rolls going on, I'm definitely gonna say
Some
something.
rolls.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking a chiseled
Yeah.
fucking 7-year-old. Nah, bro, do
Yeah.
your thing.
Oh yeah, no.
Preferably though, you do it in a way that you don't really have to get to that point.
Right, yeah. I'm not gonna make the dude run hill sprints until he can't breathe anymore.
For sure,
You
for
I'll
sure.
Maybe put a couple Pop-Tarts down.
I'd be like, there's someone out there working harder than you.
yeah.
That'll make him think.
I've seen a
Get in
lot
his
of
head.
I've seen a lot of parents. They kind of something like that. They kind of shies their kid away from it. So mine, I
Oh,
kind of,
yeah.
my opinion, I just let them pick whatever they wanted to play. Mine wanted to wrestle, so I'm like, all right. I was happy as hell.
That's
But
awesome.
I'm like, I'm not gonna push you
Oh,
too
yeah,
hard.
for
but-
sure.
Yeah.
And letting him do that with my experience, he loves it. So I don't
That's
have to
sick.
be like, yeah, let's get to practice. You need to train more. He's downstairs with me, training, going, hey, Dad, can we drill some double legs or something?
That's
"Hell yeah,
awesome.
Oh,
kid."
that's
So
awesome. Do you
That's
guys
super
watch a lot of
awesome.
fights together or anything?
He tries. He can't hang with the big boys.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the end of the prelims, he's out.
Yep,
I kept
yeah.
waking him up yesterday to
Yeah.
put him in his room, and he's like, "No, Dad, I'm up. I'm up." I'm like,
What's his
"Man."
name?
Avery.
Avery?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
Shout out to Avery.
Yeah.
My man. Yeah.
Is that you got more than one?
Yeah. I got 3 kids and 2 stepkids, so full house, 5
Full
altogether.
house. Damn.
Nice.
So
That's big.
yeah, the oldest is 9. It goes 9, 7, 5, and 2 3-year-olds.
Nice. Fun stuff.
Man,
That's a handful.
It's never a dull moment, I tell you, man.
I
It's
bet.
I bet.
How did you get the time to come here?
I was gonna say, yeah.
a lot of kissing grandma's ass.
Yep.
That's what that was.
Absolutely.
That's what that was.
Shout out grandma.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Thank
Damn.
you.
That's crazy, man. Is there like Is there a certain thing you give credit to being able to juggle all this shit? Because I know you're a cop too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a lot, man.
It is. Just passion, man.
Yeah.
There's some things I've grew up learning that you just have to sacrifice for what you want. Nothing's gonna come easy. I was my dad wasn't around, so I was the man of the house, being the oldest of four.
Yeah.
So it was like no one's gonna feel bad for you. I learned that real early on.
For
So
sure.
I'm like, I want to do this MMA stuff. Certain things have to be sacrificed, whether it be sleep. I hate to say it, but sometimes family time gets sacrificed, especially like during camp. I'm
Yep.
very selfish during a camp.
Yeah.
Because in my head it's more than just a hobby, So there's someone trying to take my head off in
100%.
8 weeks or whatever. So, you have to make the necessary sacrifices. But I make it work. Just being there for the kids, making them a part of it, and especially kids that young, they don't need much, If
Yeah.
I'm running outside to cut weight, hey, bring your bikes. You're running with
For
me,
sure.
Building a gym in my house, so I can't make it to strength and conditioning all the time. So then I do my own strength and conditioning at home. So just making it work, making no excuse to, we all got the same 24 hours,
Yep.
I just use mine a certain way.
For sure.
And able to stretch myself out between kids, family, and job. So,
Yeah.
and I'm really good at separating all of them.
That's awesome.
So like work, I never bring home with me.
Yeah.
If I'm
That's
with
good.
the kids, I'm with the kids. But if I'm training, they know, hey, Dad's training. We can't talk to him. We
Yep.
we gotta figure out how to work the microwave ourselves.
Yep.
So
Yep.
when Dad's training, he's serious.
For sure. For sure.
It's
I
all
bet
about,
they respect that a lot. That's probably a great thing to do in front of them. You're probably
yeah.
huge inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll see it later on. I see it as they know this is life with Dad, but Taiwan says it all the time. He's like, this all they see you do is work hard. That's
Yeah.
all they see you do is
Yeah.
train. So they're
Yeah.
gonna incorporate that into their lives. Like Taiwan says it, but I'm still young and they're still young. He says, you don't have any idea the impression you're leaving on their lives. I'm like, oh, I don't. Yeah, not yet at least, but I'm starting
Very
to see
true.
glimpses of it. Like my son calling me down, hey Dad, let's train. Like that's big for me. I'm like,
That's
oh,
super big.
man. My daughter, she wrestled a season. She didn't like it, but she finished out the season.
Hell yeah.
But she wants to do gymnastics, and we're working
Oh.
on that. So her just practicing that on her own, like it's showing that I'm rubbing off on them a little bit. So I like.
They're chasing their passions.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, and they know I want to teach them to. If you want to do something, wrestling, whatever it is you want to do, you just got to work hard at it. Like I want to fight. You see me, I'm down here every single day. I'm waking up in the mornings, training. You see what Dad's doing. So
Yeah.
if you incorporate that into their lives, if I could just leave them with that, I'll be happy.
100%. That's important, man.
Oh yeah.
It also helps big time. I imagine the fact that I mean, not to call it a hobby, but your practice of martial arts is a very physically demanding thing.
Yeah.
And like, if you had a different passion that wasn't so physically demanding, it would probably be much harder to spend more time with your children because kids have so much energy. So like,
Man.
it's so important that you keep up with your energy levels too, to keep up with them.
Oh yeah, lots of caffeine. Lots
I
of
bet.
caffeine.
I bet.
But like I said, like they're little, they don't need much. I mean, so if they're tired of being stuck in the house and they won't leave me alone to train. All right, we're going outside. We'll
Yep.
train in the backyard today.
That's
You know,
awesome.
Like I said, we'll go to a park and I'll run at the park and, I'll get my cardio in, my push-ups, whatever it is I'm doing that day. You just bring them along, incorporate them in it,
Yeah.
So that's what I feel works for me,
For sure.
Don't just push them to the side. I'm trying to do this, and they're little athletes too. They like playing all sorts of sports. So I'm
Yeah,
like, hey,
kids got all the energy, dude.
Oh yeah.
yes, man. And it never stops. It never stops.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So they
that's
probably
awesome.
asked to go to the park or something. You're like, let's go.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess we're training at the park today. So
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Nice, man.
Fun stuff. When did you become a cop?
going on 6 years.
Damn.
When so I was fighting full time, trying to fight full time.
Yeah.
And then I was juggling 2 jobs and training. I'm like, this is the life, just work and train.
Yep.
And then I found out I was having a daughter. I'm like, I can't just work at Lowe's
Yeah.
for the rest of my life. So I was fighting didn't take off yet. I didn't even have one fight yet, I don't think.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, gotta do the dad thing, gotta be responsible. So I jumped into the police academy. It's always something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And did it for
Nice.
her, and it wind up paying off. So I'm
Nice.
able to eventually. I was able to train how I want to. Got stable and everything with a house and got the career I wanted. So it all worked out. But because of that little one is why I became a cop. So 'cause
Hell
if
yeah,
it wasn't
man.
for her, man, I'd probably be 30 fights deep, almost in the UFC already.
Yep. Yep.
So, but I took that time out just to do my job as a dad and make sure her life was fine before mine. So
100%.
they're good, and now I could continue what I'm doing and still work as a
Yeah.
cop. So
For sure. Yeah, nothing's worth sacrificing the family like
no,
that.
not
That's-
at all.
That's awesome that it's so important to, make sure you're putting aside time for them.
Yeah,
That's fucking awesome.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up without a dad, so it was like
Yeah.
that was always something I wanted to do. I was like, if I ever have kids, I never want them to be without them. Very active, like other than MMA, being a dad's my passion. Like
Fuck yeah.
I love being a dad. As hard as it is, it's more rewarding than it is hard. Like
Yeah.
there's way more good times than bad.
Yeah.
And this part of their lives now that they're playing sports, I'm like, this is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine it's fun as hell.
Man, that first wrestling tournament with my son, I was more nervous for that than I am my
Yeah.
fights, man. I
Yeah.
was shaking. I'm
For
like
sure.
biting my nails. Then it's like I don't want to be that dad that like is coaching when he has a coach.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like I'm
That's a
just
good
sitting in the
point.
back. I'm like, man, am I yelling too loud?
Yep, yep. That's good that you're aware of that, man. In my baseball days, holy shit, you would think the dads were on the team.
For real, some of these
nuts.
dads, man, they take this legit. Like,
Oh,
they'll-
yeah.
screw the coach. The dad's the one that's barking at the kid.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to sports like that in America, it's like how fucking China is with piano practice. It's fucking nuts. This shit's crazy. But yeah, I was when I found out you were a cop, it was when we first met, I was like, you kind of look familiar. I feel like you might have pulled me over at some point.
Nah, it's
No?
definitely not me. I'm not a traffic guy.
Oh,
Not at
okay. All right.
You blow past me, hey, he got away. Don't let them see that.
What do you do?
Huh?
What's your position in the police force?
So I work in a hospital. So I'm hospital police. We're the same as any other cop. Our jurisdiction is just a hospital, though.
Okay.
But where I'm at in Cleveland, we help Cleveland out a lot. We get a lot of stuff. You won't believe some of the shit we get in a hospital.
Oh, I
Like,
bet in your Cleveland hospital.
Yeah, you're like, that shit happens in a hospital?
Yeah.
We get some wild shit.
Yeah.
But pretty much your basic patrol of the hospital, patrol the streets, the surrounding around, we got an auto patrol. So everything a cop does, that's what we do. I don't know why when we fight people, they're like, you ain't a cop. I'm like, watch.
Yeah.
You're going to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, we just anything a cop does. We don't really do traffic because we got a short jurisdiction, but traffic's never been my thing anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just regular policing,
What's
Yeah.
some of the craziest shit you've seen?
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
being a police officer for a hospital, you've probably seen some
Man,
nuts.
You see some nuts and some gruesome stuff. Like you see like car accident victims come in, gunshot victims come in. You see some gnarly stuff.
Man, you gotta have a strong stomach.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I do not. Some of this stuff, I'm like, oh, I cannot see that. Some of these guys are sick. They be like, Juan, you missed a good one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're talking about a chick or something. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, oh, this dude's head was blown off. I'm like,
Oh
I
my
don't want to see.
god, dude.
Like I'm eating. I don't want to see.
I'm
that.
eating.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I've heard some stories from a lot of cops are fucking like so used to that shit. Like it's like a coping mechanism almost. Like you got to joke around about stuff and keep it light.
you definitely have to have a messed up sense of humor.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Anytime someone calls the cops, it's a bad day for them.
For sure.
They're not calling us to give us donuts or say thank
Yeah.
you. So anytime you encounter somebody, that is that person's worst day.
Yeah,
right there.
that's true.
Oh yeah.
So we deal with people on their worst days constantly. So you have to, if you stay in that mindset, let it get to you. You could go on a downward spiral. But that's why you see some cops, they say some, or people that are cops, they say some off the wall stuff. They're like, damn, that was dark. It's like, that's how we joke around.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to.
Yeah. I haven't hit that low of a point yet, but there's definitely some days where you're just like, damn, this ain't it. You know what I mean?
That's tough, man.
But I mean, for the most part,
Chill.
it's cool, man.
That's awesome.
But once you start knowing some of these people by names, that's funny. Like
Yeah.
there's this guy Richard
Oh,
that
boy.
comes in I'm not exaggerating. Yeah, we call him that too. He doesn't like it.
That's funny.
Literally comes in every single day. When I say every single day, I'm not joking. Every single day.
Oh my God.
Same shit. Off his rocker, off his meds, talking about how he works for the FBI. He's dating this chick in Parma. She's a Parma PD cop, or like Richard, stop.
Come on, Dick.
The minute the minute you put him in cuffs, he starts crying. We're like, Richard, stop crying. Like, stop.
Kind of sounds like Kanye a little bit.
Little bit.
That's
Yeah,
nuts, man.
you see some crazy stuff. It's never a dull moment.
Yeah.
I can't do it forever. Some guys, they're like, yeah, I bleed blue. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, bro, I can't do this forever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm banking on UFC contracts.
Yes, sir.
I'm not.
UFC
I don't want to do this
contract.
forever.
Hey man,
Yeah.
the way you're looking right now, it's not looking that far off.
Oh yeah.
No, man.
How many fights do you have under you right now?
Altogether 10.
Okay.
I got 5 MMA fights and 5 kickboxing fights.
Okay.
All my kickboxing fights were from Waco. So
Nice.
Oh, nice.
3-2 in Waco, and I'm 4-1 in MMA.
Damn, bro.
So definitely got some experience. It doesn't seem like it neither. I still feel like I'm like that 19-year-old kid that's still trying to get fights.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like surreal when people like, yeah, how many fights you got? I'm like, yeah, I got 10. I'm like, damn, I really do.
Yeah.
I've been doing this
Yeah.
for a while.
Dude, let's talk
Yeah.
about some of your MMA fights that you
Yeah.
had. You're 4-1, you said?
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about your loss first.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
get that one out the way.
Yep,
Yeah.
we got to.
So that one was a real bad weight cut. You know, I'm not one to make excuses. I went in there. It was my fault I lost. It was a real bad weight cut. I don't know what went wrong with it. I'm usually very good at making weight. I know there was some outside stress involved in that camp, but going in, I kind of drank my own Kool-Aid. I'm like, I just won Waco. You know, this guy, you know, he can't hold a light to me. I'm going to go in there and knock him out.
Yeah.
Even people that know me, they were like, even when you were walking out, something seemed off. Backstage, I felt off. I felt flat.
Yeah.
So I went out there, and I'm just ready to scrap, and I just start throwing hooks from the backyard with this guy. Stand toe-to-toe. Was like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Just got into a shootout. I got clipped. I think the ref stopped it early.
Yeah.
Because I was in the middle of getting up. And I wasn't out cold at all.
Yeah.
But again, no excuses. It was my fault. If I would have stuck to my game plan in the way I thought, that would have never happened. But yeah, that was a rough one. That messed me up for a minute.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, damn, 14 seconds. That's hard to swallow. Like I didn't even get to show anything. I literally went out there. I'm way better than that guy. I made it 50-50. We went out there, exchanged punches. He caught me first. And
Was this coming off of a win or a loss?
this was that loss that I had? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, that was coming off of a win. I just won a MMA fight at the MGM, and then I fought.
shit.
I won Waco, and then that one fell in my lap too. So right after, we were healthy, so I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
I don't want to blame Waco for it because I was in shape for that too. So
For sure.
But yeah, the weight cut was rough for me. Like if you see pictures of me in this one, I look like the crypt keeper, man. My cheeks are sunken. Like I do not look healthy.
Yeah,
And,
that's tough, man.
It was a rough one, but I mean, I went on a terror after. I won 2 fights back to back. One of them was for a title. I never
yeah.
stopped training, but it was mentally that was a hard hump to get over.
Yeah.
For sure. I could imagine, dude.
Yeah, because I mean, in that one, everybody came out. Like I had people from work, I had friends and family, and it was, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna knock this guy out, and kind of. Yeah, I never thought I'd be the type. I've always been real humble. That one I was not. I'm like, I'm knocking this guy out. You know,
Seems like mental fights are the harder ones to get past than the physical.
100%, man. And that's something I always struggled with. Even back when I used to wrestle, was like never believing in myself. Like that was one thing that I always had the skill. The skill was there. The work ethic was there. It was always up here.
For sure.
Once I found out how to train my mind and how to really like, bro, you're fucking good. At the end of the day, it's like, you're fucking good. Like, go out there and scrap. Do what you do. If you do what you do, win, lose, or draw, you're going to be happy. Once I got that in my head, it was like, all right. And I think I needed that loss to lock in.
For sure.
I needed that because that put me mentally in a dark place for not a long time, but until my next fight, I was like, damn, man. Like, it was always, people were saying I got slept in 14 seconds. That's hard to deal with, but I'm like, I'm an amateur. It's experience. All right, now I experience losing like that. Like, what else can you do to me now? So, kind of like that fear and doubt was out the window.
It's also for the love of the game, too.
Yeah.
For sure, That's part of the game.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like once you go through that, too, you can fully accept it, and then, like, like you say, shoot them butterflies forward.
Yeah, man.
You
And,
know?
and Taiwan says it the best. You got to win like a champion, train like a champion. If need be, lose like one. So, you
Yeah.
know, I don't complain when I beat people. You know, I can't complain when I lose. And that's one thing I love about MMA. It's a team sport to a point, but at the end of the day, I'm in there and I have no one to blame for my win or my loss but myself.
For sure.
You know, there's definitely, you know, people help you along the way. You got your teammates and stuff, but in there, that's your work. You're displaying your art. So I that's what I love about it. Like, you could be the greatest wide receiver in the world. If you got a shitty quarterback, nobody knows your name.
Very true.
So in MMA, it's all you. That's your time. So
Yep.
that's what I love about the sport. It was all me out there.
That's what I was thinking when we went to go see Sinisha fight
Yep.
in Millersburg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
insane,
In the
man.
fucking boonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was like, where are they taking us?
There were fucking-
Them
there were
back
Amish
roads,
people
man.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
That was nuts. So
So-
when was that loss?
I don't even remember the date, honestly. I think maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
2.5 years ago. Yeah, I want to say about 2.5 years ago, but
And that was your second MMA fight?
that was my third. So I was 2-0 at that point,
Yeah.
and yeah, that one hurt.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I said, I was 2-0 in MMA, just won Waco. I was feeling on
Okay.
top of the world,
Yeah.
man. For me, it was like it's finally taken off. Everything
Yeah.
I said I was gonna do, it's finally taken off. So taking that L was rough.
I bet, man.
Yeah, that was
I
that was a
bet.
rough one.
That's always, dude. It's always. I mean, that's why I love your guys' camp. I love your guys' training setup, your coaches and everything. Taiwan, dude.
Yeah.
That dude will hype you up. I don't give a fuck who
He's
you
intense, man. He's very intense. When I first started, I thought he didn't like me. He was
Really?
always yelling at me.
are. Yeah.
I'm
He's
like,
very passionate.
very, and he's very invested into people who are putting the work in. Like,
Yeah.
if you're willing to do the work, he's all in. So like me, Sanisha, Tobias, my boy Craig, anybody who's willing to step out there and fight under the Rising Dragon name, he's fully invested in you. Whether
Yeah.
it's your first fight, whether you're a vet coming from another gym, he's fully invested. And then you got Alonzo on the other hand. He's very chill. So you got both sides of the coin. You got super intense, and then you got real, cool, calm, and collective. Like Taiwan is a full sprint. Zoe's kind of just like, all right, I'll walk you through it type
Yeah.
thing. And I love having both of them as coaches.
For sure. It's like a yin and yang kind of deal.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, definitely. And some days you're just like, man, I wish Zoe was here. Some
Yeah.
days you need Taiwan to amp you up.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's awesome. I love Taiwan's attitude on losses. I think it's a super fucking important attitude to have.
Yeah. I hate hearing about it because
yeah.
you don't never want to lose, but
course.
it's real. It's like you lose like a champ. You'll
Yeah.
be all right.
Absolutely.
And that's not what you want to hear after you lose, but
Yeah.
it's the truth.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's never gonna tell you nothing but the truth. So
Yep.
you love the guy to death.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So how was that first MMA fight? How were you feeling in there?
Man,
Was that was probably the most nervous one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a wreck. I
Yeah.
didn't know whether I should warm up. I didn't know whether I should rest. You never know when
Damn.
you're up. First time hearing the crowd like that, because I fought, they call them smokers. They're like exhibition matches at like
Okay.
gyms or something. You actually pay to go fight.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a sparring match.
Right.
But it's still a fight,
Yeah.
you're going all out. But there's maybe 100 people there. So
Mm-hmm.
hearing like, I don't know, maybe like 800 people screaming, you're like, whoa, it's kind of intimidating.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm backstage and it was very nerve wracking, man. But I went out there and it wound up being like a 40-second match. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
that's it. That was it.
Fuck
and they're
yeah,
like,
man.
that's what you trained to do. It was supposed to happen that
Yeah.
way.
How'd you win?
Rear naked choke. So
Okay.
we thought we were gonna stand with this guy, stuff takedowns. He shot on me. I wind up just like slipping, grabbing his back, taking him
Yeah.
down, sunk in the choke, and I'm like, oh, that's it. Like,
He fucked up.
okay, yeah. I was like, all right. I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I'm ready
Yeah.
for especially like you mentioned with Taiwan, you're getting amped up
Mm-hmm.
backstage, ready for war, and then poof, it's done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was a real nerve wracking one.
Yeah.
But also great result. I was happy.
Yep.
You're
That's
fighting
wild.
at bantamweight?
Yeah,
Okay.
135.
135?
Yes, sir.
Who would you want to fight in the UFC at
In
bantamweight?
the UFC? There's a couple of them. I think I would do pretty good around Marab. I know
Okay.
my friends will call me crazy,
Yeah.
but they don't train with me.
Marab.
Yeah.
Marab definitely. I have a gas tank. He has a gas tank. He likes to wrestle. I like to wrestle. I think that'll be fun. Sean O'Malley, I would like to, because I think I didn't like him at all. I thought he was overrated until recently he put on a string of impressive wins. I'm like, this dude is legit.
Yeah.
I would like to test my striking against him.
That'd be a good way to test it. He's got some striking ability.
Yeah,
I
and
kind of
he's-
felt the same way about him at first when he was first coming up. It was like, I mean, he looked great, don't get me wrong, but it was
Yeah.
just the opponents he was getting.
And
Was like,
I get his thinking too. Like, why am I gonna fight the best of the best when I could, make the same amount of money fighting these cans?
100%.
So I get what he was saying, but me as a fan, I'm like, no, you're supposed to fight the best of the best. You're supposed to fight the next guy in line. But he eventually did, and he proved he's that guy.
For sure.
So, but he ran into Marab, and that dude's an animal. That dude is an animal.
Yep.
So yeah, those two. I think those two are the main ones I would like to fight.
Yeah.
And they're in my weight class, so eventually we might see each other. So
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
For
that'd
sure.
be nice. Yeah.
For sure. That'd be nuts, dude.
Oh yeah.
That'd be super nuts.
Do you know anything about your upcoming opponent? And like his fight styles or anything?
I'm trying to be humble here, but I don't see much in him. I mean, I don't even know. They're like, is he a wrestler? Is he a striker? I'm like, I don't know what you call him. I'm not impressed with his striking. I mean, he has a big overhand that he doesn't land. He's tough. That's the most I can say about him. I mean, some dude held a rear naked choke on him for like the whole round, and he didn't tap, and he went up and he beat that guy after.
Yeah, sometimes that's one of the most
respect.
important things. Who was that guy? I think his name was Chris that fought Sean O'Malley. Chris something.
Oh,
The dude with the chin.
the green hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I felt
I
bad for
forget
that
his
guy.
name.
I know, man. But like
He was so
like,
fucking
He was
tough.
taking a
so
beating.
tough, dude.
I
I've never
think
seen
too-
shit like that before.
At that point too, I think coaches should have threw in the towel.
100%.
He was just a punching bag.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was legit permanent brain damage that kid got.
I mean, we haven't seen the guy since neither.
Yeah,
That was the
No.
first and last
Yeah.
time I've ever seen him.
Yeah,
That's
me
why
too.
they kept him in there for
Yeah,
so
that
long.
was.
Yeah.
They're like,
did
this
him
is
dirty.
this is it, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And
you're gonna die in there or win.
And you're not gonna turn down a UFC contract.
For
sure.
He
Yeah, no.
was fighting on the local circuit. Now he's in, I don't know, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Getting a fat paycheck. Like,
I know,
Yeah, you're not
dude.
gonna say no to that. But
Yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
I was messed up.
It was messed up.
That was messed
man.
up.
Yeah.
He probably got CTE. That's why he's not back.
Yeah.
I actually want to look him up sometime.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
Follow up on him.
we should follow up on him. We could probably get him on the podcast.
Poor guy, man. I'm sure he's a good fight. Like I've never seen
Yeah.
him fight before, other than the Sean O'Malley fight. I'm sure he's good. I mean, he
Yeah.
got the
Yeah.
attention of the UFC.
Yeah.
But that was just a bad matchup
For
too
sure,
early.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
later on in his career that could have happened. But
Yeah, that was tough to watch. That's one thing about MMA that it's kind of a bittersweet thing for me. Is like I love that literally anything could happen, but it's also like, oh fuck, anything could happen.
yeah,
you know.
because
I
again,
hate that part,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I hate and love it so much.
because again, like I respect that. I have all respect for my opponent. Like he's still another human who's trying to take my head off.
Oh, yeah.
And
100%.
I learned firsthand anything can happen. I got clipped, And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm way better than this guy, and
Yeah.
he beat me. So definitely, I think that's what motivates me too. That anything can happen. So I
Yeah.
make sure I cover all grounds. Like all I see is he's a tough guy. He's real scrambly on the ground. Sanisha thinks he has decent jiu-jitsu. I beg to differ.
Yeah.
But I'm still taking him very seriously. Like, especially me getting off the couch after a year.
Yeah.
This is very important for me, just to go out there, even if it is a back and forth battle, just show myself I still got it out there. So I'm taking him very seriously. I mean, 2-3 a day practices, waking up at 4 a.m. to go run, get some cardio in. Like, I'm taking this dude legit. Like, I'm thinking this is my UFC contract right here. That's how serious I'm taking.
Putting work in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
So,
good, man.
They're
I
probably
don't
putting
see-
in just as much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Too. I'm always with that mentality. Like he wants it just as bad as I do. It's a title, and Cage Thunder's a very big promotion.
That is a big promotion.
Having a belt in there, it puts a lot of eyes on you. So
Definitely.
I'm sure he has the same mentality. We're gonna go out there and see who wants it more. And
Yeah.
I want it. So he's gonna have to take it from me. If
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
wants it.
Yep.
Dude, I just like that anything can happen was really setting in. Like I keep going back to that because it
Yeah.
just felt so real, you know?
Yeah.
Like watching your boy, like when we were walking out with Sanisha, we're like, at least I was like, fuck, dude, like,
Yeah.
like this is getting
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like
so
they're about
real.
to start fucking throwing. They're about
Yeah.
to like someone could get seriously hurt tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Seriously, man.
That's
yeah.
the whole point.
And I was like,
actually.
like it could be the boy, you know,
Yeah.
like fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely get nervous watching my teammates fight because
Yeah.
you put in so much work. Like Sanisha's a very passionate guy. You see how passionate these guys are.
Oh, yeah.
So when they go out there, you feel the same way they feel.
Yeah,
so
bro.
It's hard to watch sometimes.
Especially when you're like friends with the fighters, it brings
Yeah.
a whole. Me and him were just talking about this last night watching the UFC fights. It's like it gives you a whole different perspective when you're watching your buddies
Yep.
get in the cage and throw
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, man.
Like we're watching the UFC fights, and I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to see someone get knocked out, but like these guys got family watching them.
yeah.
you
Like,
know?
they're still human beings. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they have a life after this.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I
That's
think-
crazy.
I think too. That's what helps me to calm the nerves. It's like it's just a fight. Just think of it as a fight. You know,
sure.
I fought in high school. We're fighting.
Oh, yeah.
now.
Have you
That's
fought
what-
for Cage Thunder before?
No, this is my first time.
Okay.
So I'm.
And it's for a title.
Yeah.
A
So-
vacant bantamweight title.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
I'm
Damn.
super excited because they're one of the one of the biggest promotions in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fight multiple times a year. They have big shows. There's always good turnouts. The pay per views are.
I've heard
nice.
of Ohio Combat League as well.
Yeah, them. B2. I don't think they're based out of Ohio though. B2's a good one.
Yeah.
BCM's. I think they're relatively new, but they've been putting on crazy shows.
It's a fucking
Yeah.
Amish one.
Yeah.
But
But
no disrespect.
They had a big show. That BCM fight was a big turnout.
I've been to about 2 or 3 of them before. It's funny. Every time I sign a contract with BCM, I get hurt.
Yeah,
So I'm
damn,
like,
man.
maybe not fight for them anymore.
Yeah,
but,
bad luck charm.
But when I go to their shows, they always put on a good show, and
For
they
sure.
have grappling events too.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
That's
like,
cool.
I might do one of those
Yeah.
maybe. So
That'd be dope.
I think it'd be cool to do a grappling event. I'd maybe
sure.
do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd still be nervous as fuck though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still competition.
Oh,
You're gonna
yeah.
be nervous, but
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I've never grappling's never been my thing, man.
no,
I did a little bit. I did a couple jujitsu classes, and then I have some basic like wrestling knowledge from basic training. I was in the National Guard, but other than that, I mean, even with that knowledge, I just haven't worked on it enough.
Yeah, that's something I need to hone back in on. I really need to get my jiu-jitsu up. It's more of a schedule thing because I'm determined to do it. So
Yeah.
I just got to find that niche and make it happen. But
For sure.
I need to up my jiu-jitsu game. Wrestling's cool, striking's cool. I really need to get into jiu-jitsu.
Don't
Yeah.
expose too much.
Yeah.
Don't let
Yeah,
the enemy
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
need to get into
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
yeah.
Jiu-jitsu's trash. But yeah.
What do you know what gym they're fighting for? He is fighting for?
I don't know. Honestly, I really don't look too much into it
Yeah.
unless it's like a gym that's close where I'm like, oh, have we cross trained with them?
Yeah,
Like,
true.
Do I need to fix some things? So other than that, I don't really look too deep into it. I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
my opponent. I'll watch a couple videos and I go, okay. Most of the time, it's my style will beat that. So
How
just-
often
For sure.
do you cross train? You know, like, so is it just like different MMA camps getting together?
Yeah, so we used to a lot. We don't as much anymore. When we were at the old location, we would go, I think, like once a month. There are two or three other big gyms. I think it was World Kickboxing and Griffin Raw. We would just get everybody together, and it was no egos. Just we're all here to get
Yeah.
better, different bodies, and we would meet at one of their gyms and just have an open sparring night. So, but we don't do that.
I've heard of World Kickboxing Academy.
Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah,
good.
me too.
I actually fought one of their guys in the Waco finals in 2023, so I got to
nice.
beat him. So
Okay.
that was nice.
Fuck yeah.
But no, there's some solid guys over there. Same with
yeah.
Griffin Raw. There's some solid guys over there. When we used to cross train, I haven't done it in a while. I'm not opposed to it. I just
Yeah.
haven't gone. But when you do cross train, it's nice to get extra bodies, a different feel. Because I
yeah.
mean,
For sure.
me and Sanisha train together every single day. We know what each other
Yeah.
Yeah.
are we're good at, what we're bad at. So
It's
yeah.
like a scrimmage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would say it's just like a scrimmage. It's like unofficial, but if you're facing another team from a different school, it's like not serious. It's just practice or some
Right,
shit. Like,
right.
You're taking that shit serious.
No, for
kinda,
sure, for sure. Because
you
you are
know?
still representing yourself. You're still representing your gym, and you know you want to show out sometimes.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
100%.
There's been some heated moments
Oh,
during
yeah. Oh,
cross
yeah.
training,
I
but
bet it helps though.
Oh,
Helps develop all the fighters.
yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's an experience thing. So you know, and all the coaches get together. I love it because they'll stop in between, give like technique points at stuff they saw, or they went with somebody and they think they need to address it. So it's all love at the end of the day
Yeah.
when we cross train, but. I like to see if we've cross-trained before, so I'm like, this guy knows my tricks. So,
Yeah.
For sure.
but other than that, I don't dig too much into an opponent. That's what the coaches are for.
Definitely.
They'll let
For
me.
sure.
They'll lay out the blueprint for camp however they see fit,
Yeah,
according to
yeah.
what they saw or whatever. You know.
Yeah, that's smart. It's probably not good to get too wrapped up mentally in the kind of person that you're up against.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
worry about what I'm doing because
For
if I'm
sure.
too worried about him and he doesn't throw what I was thinking he was going to throw, it
Yeah.
throws your whole game off. You
Yeah.
know? So I
That's
just
true.
I just worry about me. I know if I work hard, I'm gonna be happy with the result.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's cool.
Seems like you're ready, man. I'm super excited for these fights.
Yeah.
I am
man.
too.
I've been training
You seem
hard, man.
scrappy.
Yeah,
you
you
seem like
definitely
you can
do.
fucking, especially bantamweights are known for just fucking throwing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I think that's an advantage for me because I'm not afraid of the heat. You know, I'm able to stay calm in the heat. You know, if you're gonna blitz me and just throw as hard as you can from bell to bell, I'm fine with that. If you want to wrestle, I'll wrestle. So
Yep.
I'm a wrestler. The Taiwan will tell you 100. He ain't no kickboxer. He's a
Mm-hmm.
wrestler. But I feel very comfortable in my stand up to evade anything, to counter anything. Like I'm able to stay very calm in the storm.
Yeah. yeah.
If the heat comes my way,
Yeah.
and I've been tested a couple times. I've been hit hard. I've been rocked. In that loss, I had my bell rung. So that experience, I know I'll be able to. Honestly, anybody I face, I think I have the upper hand with my
For sure.
knowledge of striking and my experience with striking, and then the way I wrestle, just the way I fight in general. I think I'm a problem for anybody, man.
yeah.
yeah.
I would have to agree.
You've gotten rocked in a fight you're winning too?
Yeah.
Or you won?
Yeah, my title fight. They actually did me dirty. The photographer out
Mm.
there, man. There's a picture of me where there's snot coming out of my nose. Dude just hit me hard, and that was the one that rocked me. I was like, damn, I'll show you guys.
And then you
Yeah.
won?
Yeah,
Dude.
So the dude wasn't a striker at all. I mean, on the feet, I was having my way. It was 1:00 in the morning. I was flat, so we
Oh
got
my
into a couple
gosh.
stalemate,
Holy shit.
grappling things. But we broke, and I forgot what it was, but I know it was a right hand. I forgot how he set it up, but he threw it down the pipe, and I was like, heard ringing. I was like, oh,
Clocked
shit.
you with it.
He hit me hard, and that was
Man.
he didn't follow up. He wasn't a striker.
Yeah.
But he was a tough guy too, man. He was when he weighed in, he had a strip all the way down, and I'm like, oh, he's dehydrated. I got this. Then he shows up and in the cage, and I'm like, this is a big motherfucker, man. I'm like, he's a weight
That's
bully.
the
He was
fucking
one of them
worst.
middle schoolers
He
cutting
was
weight.
man. He was a big, like, you put your hands on him. He was a big dude, strong
Yeah.
dude. But that striking nullified all of that,
Yep.
man.
Man.
But, yeah. So I've been rocked before. It sucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta like go through a whole movie in your head.
Man,
I bet
it's
you know?
like the movies where you hear that ringing and it's like blurred vision. The
Yup.
camera's moving like that. That's how it feels. And I was like, shit, get it together.
Yep.
Get it together.
Yep.
But staying calm during that, I'm pretty good at.
Yeah. Man,
yeah.
getting hit sucks, dude.
Oh yeah.
It
Oh yeah.
sucks.
Even those guys I call bullshit. Those guys that are like, yeah, I don't mind. I like getting hit. I'm like, no, you don't. That
Yeah,
shit
no.
sucks, man.
No,
Yeah,
I
nobody
do not.
likes
I would not want to get hit.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna stay far away from getting hit.
Right.
For sure. Yeah, we used to do little backyard boxing
Oh, man.
matches just with the buddies, have some drinks and throw the gloves on. And it ain't fun, man. It ain't fun. I'll tell you what, too, if you're not doing it for a sport, it's also not fun to hit someone really hard.
No,
like, it
yeah.
doesn't. I mean, I'm not a fighter, so I don't have that mentality, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel good, bro.
We used to do that a lot in the backyard. Like you said, you got the buddies around,
Yep.
drinks going around, egos. Yeah,
Yep.
let's go.
Fuck yeah.
It doesn't feel good hitting your friends.
No,
you
it
know?
doesn't.
It's not good.
No.
Like, I don't hate anybody, but when I go into the cage, I'm like, yeah, I want to rip this dude's head off.
For
I
sure.
want to do that to my friends.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt your buddies.
Yeah.
Dude, me and fucking Cisco threw the gloves on him once. He hit me in the gut. I wasn't expecting it. I almost threw up, dude. I was like, fuck, bro. We're doing body shots?
He was
like,
probably
damn.
sick.
I was like, damn.
No, it's because, like,
You gave me a good one, bro.
previously he had knocked someone out probably the night before.
Yeah.
So Cisco's next up.
Yeah, I was not
He
trying
was
to
like,
be
I'm gonna
next
fucking
up.
dethrone him.
I was like, hell no, I'm not about to let that happen to me.
Ain't
This
let
is my
him be
moment.
king of the house.
Yeah.
What's crazy is the fighting ring was on a fucking hill, dude.
Oh,
It wasn't even
It was
land.
a steep hill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Someone
man.
would trip and get fucking clocked.
Fun stuff.
It was fucked up.
Yeah, it was good times, though.
How did you feel the first time you punched someone in the face?
Oh, it was exhilarating.
Like
bro.
in the
Yeah.
ring?
Like, yeah, man. Like it's like, oh yeah, you just ate that. Like,
Yep.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. It's good because especially I was a pretty pissed off kid
Yeah.
when I was younger, so it was like getting able to actually punch somebody and let that out. It feels good.
In a legal way?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Because as much as I love fighting, I've never been a street fighter. I try to avoid fights.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
People are crazy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think I got 1 or 2 street fights ever, and all 3 happened in high school, and I hated every single one of them.
For sure.
One of them was actually the reason why I got into wrestling. I went to suplex the dude, put myself on my own dome.
Oh.
That's another thing, scary too. Like you hit somebody, they fall on the concrete.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Ugh. Yeah, it could get ugly quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate.
Then you end up on Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No kidding.
I hated fighting, but controlled fighting I love.
For
So,
sure, for sure. Especially
Yeah.
nowadays, man. It's not worth it.
No,
I always
man.
tell people, like, even with road rage and shit, like, you don't know who's carrying, who's
Right.
just had a horrible day at work, who's going through a fucking divorce or something. You don't
what I'm
want to.
saying.
You don't want to fuck with that.
And that's why I think everybody should at least do some type of MMA combat sports for like a season. Just
Yeah.
because you need to control that anger.
For
'Cause
sure.
At the end of the day, we're all human. We all get pissed off and stuff, but keep a lid on it.
Yeah.
I'm 29 years old. What do I look like getting out of my car fighting some dude in the street because he cut me off?
Right,
You know?
right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not worth it.
It's not worth it at all. Especially when you got kids, man.
Yeah, man. It's
Yeah,
like
you can't be playing with that.
yeah, people at work, they're always trying to fight, and I just kind of brush stuff off. I'm like, really, man? Like,
Yeah.
You're not mad at him? Like, why? He'll be back tomorrow on
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
bullshit,
Yeah, that shit
True.
don't make no sense to me. People
Yeah.
getting mad and like waving guns or
Yeah,
whatever.
man. Like, you're about to change your whole life over someone cutting you in line.
Yeah.
Or someone said something through the grapevine. Like, nah, man.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like you said, people just need to learn how to control their anger, control their emotions.
People like socks.
What do I do?
He's just a ball of anger. You should see him behind the scenes.
I'm the chillest person here. That's crazy.
I don't know, that fucking ankle grab you gave me at
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
training
That's
video.
what happens when you let the dog out.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't expecting that. You caught me with a good
Nobody
one.
was.
Nobody was.
I wasn't even expecting it.
It just happened.
It just reacted.
It's all right, bro.
The dog came out.
The dog came out.
Yo.
It's all right. We'll throw the gloves on. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Oh, man.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. I don't like the feeling of hitting people. I don't like it. I'm a Zen guy. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel good. It
No,
doesn't feel good to
I
me.
feel you, man. In the ring all day, in the
Yeah,
cage
yeah.
all day, but
That's a different
outside,
story.
Yeah, I don't want to be out here scrapping people,
Yeah,
hurting
yeah.
people. But
Yeah, no. How do you? I mean, being a fighter, being a police officer, do you have like? This is something I wanted to talk to you about. Do you have like methods of controlling your emotions? Like, do you practice breathing techniques or anything like that?
sort of, I think I'm just a nonchalant guy. Like
Yeah.
nothing really gets to me. Like I understand these people aren't in their right mindset most of the time.
Yeah.
Most people don't like cops just because they're cops, so it's nothing
true.
personal. And at the end of the day, I don't know this guy. He doesn't know
Yeah.
me. Like, he tells me go fuck my mother. Like, you couldn't pick my mother out in a lineup. You
yeah.
know, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
But also too, not only being a police officer, you have to hold yourself to a higher standard.
for sure.
But as a fighter too, I know how to hurt people. So I gotta really hold like, hey,
That's true.
Avoid the hands-on if I can at all costs.
Yeah.
So there's days where the pot boils over sometimes, and but that's where, your partners, you got good partners, they're able to pull you back to
Yeah.
reality or get you out of that situation.
So you're just like, get your fucking hands on the
Yeah,
ground. Cops gotta be like, Juan, no, Juan.
all right, man, all right. But no, like I having a good group of people around you definitely helps. They're
Yeah.
able they notice that and they're like, hey, let me tag you out.
Yeah.
But me, I'm just an easygoing guy. Like nothing really bothers me. And at the end of the day, that ego gets to me too. I'm like, if you really want to fight, we can fight.
Yeah.
Like, I might not look not intimidating. I might have a lovable face, but I'm a dangerous dude, bro.
For sure,
So,
for sure.
like,
You're
you don't
definitely sneaky.
Yeah,
You're definitely sneaky about that.
Like, you don't want to find out. Yeah, because I definitely don't parade that I fight neither. Like, there's people now, I just put up a little flyer that they gave me for the fight, and they're like, you're a fighter? And I'm like, well, I do it a little bit, not knowing that I'm a national champ and AMI champ, so I just kind of keep that to myself. I'm a really low pro kind of guy. So.
For sure. It's probably good to kind of keep that on the low, too.
Yeah.
Because then you got assholes that, if they know you're a fighter, hey, what the fuck are you looking at? You know?
Everybody wants to test you as it is. Don't give them more reason. So.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you want to find out, we can.
I feel like we need to train. I was just talking to Ethan about this. I don't know if it was on the pod or off, but I was saying we have an optional quest to like train and become weapons.
Side quest.
It's just waiting for us,
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we could turn into some lethal weapons.
For sure.
I feel like a lethal weapon that is just locked right now. You know what I mean? Like it's locked.
Yeah.
If I unlock that shit,
oh damn!
That's what I'm saying.
I might be fighting Juan next.
You got to get them hands registered as weapons.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was the craziest thing to hear growing up. It was like, boxers and fighters have to register their hands.
Yeah, man. I used to.
I was like, what?
There was these like you always have the kids who are tough in school, and they're like, oh, he boxes, his hands are registered.
Right.
You put the fear of God in you.
Yeah, dude.
And you actually do it. You're like, man, it don't mean shit.
Right.
There's people that got their hands registered and they're trash. Like,
Yeah,
don't mean nothing.
Trash ass
For sure.
hands.
Yeah.
For sure.
What kind of build you got?
Right. I'm avoiding this guy because oh shit, he's got registered hands.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
could hurt me.
Yeah.
Like, man, get out of here.
You can get your CCW if you don't know how to shoot. It ain't
Yeah.
gonna do you too good.
Perfect analogy.
That's
yes.
true.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Damn, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no,
makes sense.
you hit it on the nail. That was something growing up. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
Shit, his hands are registered. Can't-
Oh yeah. I was
It's
always
crazy.
hearing
I
that.
didn't think about that. Like, like I didn't know what a CCW was back then. I didn't know anything. It's just like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
he's registered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing that about like if I saw a guy in a Navy uniform, my buddy would be like, "Oh, they got to register their hands." That dude's probably fucking reservist. Probably fucking
Dude's a fucking mechanic.
yeah. That dude just got out of basic training.
Right. Everybody got registered hands.
Yeah, as a kid, you just don't know. you
Yeah.
know?
He just lives in Kent.
So you said you're a cop in Cleveland, right?
Yeah, in the Cleveland area.
Cleveland area, yeah. Man, a fucking cop at a Cleveland hospital, dude.
You ever get racist people?
Oh, all the time. And I'm Puerto Rican and black, but I look Muslim, so I get called Muslim a lot.
Man.
I'm just like, no, I grew up down the block, bro. I'm from here.
Yeah,
So,
to a certain extent, that's kind of like that. Probably stuff like that probably doesn't get under your skin because you're like, oh, you're just fully like ignorant.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
for
just
sure.
Truly have no idea.
Yeah, and I think too, like as a cop, you gotta, if you're gonna get in law enforcement, you should have one, a sense of humor, and two, a high tolerance.
Yeah,
'Cause
thick skin.
getting into this, people are gonna test you.
Yeah.
You have no business being a cop if you let someone calling you the N word or
Yeah.
whatever get to you. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna get called that every single day.
Oh yeah.
Like there's racist people.
It's their
out there.
worst day.
Yeah.
They're gonna let it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shit like that doesn't bother me. But yes, we do get a lot of racist people
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, that's a really good point. How you said like no matter what, if you're a cop and you're going out to a site, it's that person's worst day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good perspective to have.
Yeah,
'cause
you're
it's
never
like-
there for anything good.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. That's another thing. You got to really love the job, man, because no matter who you're interacting with, that the job is that if you're interacting with someone, they don't want to be seeing you.
Exactly.
They don't want to be talking to you.
Exactly. Even sometimes it's even the people that call you. They don't want you there.
Yeah.
It was just a threat to somebody, and what are you doing here? Like, well, you called me here.
Yeah.
Now I got to deal with it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you that mentality I think is what's kept me sane. It's like, they don't mean it, you know. Even if they do, just they don't mean it.
Yeah.
You know? They're just pissed off like everybody else gets.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You ever
sure.
catch like fuck, what's the word? Fuck. I don't know, strays. You ever catch strays where they're not even
Ooh.
dealing with you, and then they're like, they look at you and they're like,
What the fuck
fucking-
are you looking at?
you know, bleep.
Oh yeah, all the time. Usually, like when I'm going to get my lunch or something, you always get some. Oh, why are they here? It's like, I'm minding my own fucking business,
Right.
bro. Like
I'm off the
just trying to
clock,
eat.
bro.
Yeah, and then some people they'll turn it into something, and it's like, all right, now I got to deal with this.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
some people they just run their mouth. Me, I just let it go. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, that shit's annoying.
People run their mouth to you a lot, like trying to fight you.
bro, all the time.
You
man.
get the
I
you get the
bet.
top flight security of the world.
Yeah, we're always security. It clearly says police. I'm like, I'm a security guard. Those are the ones where the fights happen because they go,
Yeah.
you can't do shit to me. You're security. I go, I'm a police officer, so they want to test nuts. They put their
Yeah.
hands on you. All right, now you're hooked up.
Now
So
you're
you've had to put
detained.
it.
Yeah. Now I got to deal with you. Oh, tell me again how I'm not a police officer.
Yeah.
Dealt with a few people like that.
Oh yeah, man.
You put them down.
Oh yeah.
You got to.
Like I'm not excessive with it, but they feel that ground.
Hey,
Definitely.
man, if it ain't them, it's you.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And my thing is too,
Knee
is
to
like,
the neck and all.
yeah, no.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm staying away from that one.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, and I don't have like a monstrous physique neither, too.
Yeah.
So they like, oh, I could get off on this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm the wrong one. And
Yeah.
people will, my partners will tell them too, because they'll target me, because I got some big partners.
For sure.
And they won't talk shit to them, so I'll be the target. I'll arrive late on scene, and I got this one.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, step outside, throw hands with me, take that vest off. And my partners will be, that's the last
Yeah.
guy out of all of us you want to throw hands with. I'm just like, why me?
Yeah.
It's mostly old people that always want to whoop my ass. They,
Racist
all the
old
ti-
people.
Racist
Fucking
old
idiots.
people. They always, I will fuck you up. You
Oh,
know,
fuck
you
you.
little monkey. I'm like,
Oh my
all right,
God,
like,
dude.
what I do to you? Like, I'm trying to help you out here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
old
horrible.
people
Little
always
monkey
want to
is
whoop my
crazy.
ass. I don't know what it is about me. I don't know. Old people want to whoop my
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah. Old people are different, bro. They grew up in a different time.
They
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you see it too. Like some of these people that are like in their 90s, God
Mm-hmm.
bless them. The amount of times I've been called boy, get
Oh,
that
my
boy.
God.
I'm like, damn. That
They
was.
see a little brown boy in a
Yeah.
blue
Yeah.
uniform.
I'm like, damn, man.
That's a red
Yeah.
flag.
I mean, they still got their 19-year-old personality
Yeah,
with them. They just,
for sure.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not that body, you know?
Yep.
I think that's a plus for me too. Working in a hospital, you learn to deal with people who are just mentally not there anymore.
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
it be from illness or they're just old. That
Yeah.
old. So you learn not to take that shit personally. And
Yeah,
you learn to
for
work
sure.
with them. And then me growing up I have a very young family. So like I still had great grandparents in their 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
So I know how to deal with the elderly like that too. And then that helps you deal with other people, because some young people you got to talk to like they're old.
For sure.
Dumb it down a little bit.
For sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like I said, I just let everything slide off and
Yeah.
just don't take everything personal.
Yeah, that's important.
That's cool.
man.
First police officer on the podcast too.
That's true.
That's cool as
All right,
fuck.
That's
cool.
true.
I think that's so cool.
Hell
What?
yeah. Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, I like the job. I don't see myself retiring from it though.
Yeah.
It's not, I did some cool shit with it.
For sure.
There's definitely some passion in it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not something I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody in their right mind would blame you for that. I mean,
Yeah.
you got kids, man.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous fucking job.
And that became more evident the more kids I had.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And shift work is long. 12 hours.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I was on night shift for most of my career. That was a battle.
Oof.
Yeah,
So
I
it was
bet,
like the
man.
more and more,
Night shift in Cleveland.
Yeah. You
Sounds
see
like a
some
game.
wild stuff. Yeah.
It's GTA.
Yeah.
You see some wild stuff, but it's fun. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of upsides for it. It is a great career. There's great benefits, but just for me, I don't see myself doing it forever.
Yeah.
And you
yeah.
got to be a little, couple screws loose to want to do the job.
Yeah.
anyway.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it takes a
Probably
real,
got to be in masonry.
definitely takes a real special
Have you
kind
seen
of
any
person.
suspicious stuff, like cop conspiracy stuff or whatever?
Ooh. I mean, probably can't touch on that very
Oh
much,
yeah,
but
probably not.
Not really. I mean, most of the old heads are into all that shit. Like
Yeah.
the guys who are almost out the door, they
They're
got
Yeah.
grandmasters.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm just easygoing guy. I'm like, bro, I just want to do my 12, drink my caffeine and go to practice.
Yep.
That's all I want to do.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I don't dig too much into it. Like
Yeah.
I don't wear the thin blue line. I respect for it, but I don't do all that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just Juan. That's it.
Probably
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
nowadays, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just Juan. I'm not a cop. I'm not
Just
a fighter.
Juan.
Just Juan. That's
For
it.
sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of the attitude I had about the Army when I was in the Army.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, people, exactly like you said, like, God willing, we need the people that are like, fuck yeah, I want to go overseas and kill,
I want
because
to shoot
like,
some shit.
unfortunately, that's the state of the world. Like, it sucks that we got to have a military, but since we got to have a military, I'm glad we got the people we do in it,
For sure. For sure.
But when I was in, I was like, man, I'm just trying to get my college paid for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I get it, but
Yeah, some people, that's their whole identity,
Yeah.
the military or a police officer, which I get the pride in it. I get it. My granddad, he was in the National Guard. He
Yep.
wears that with pride.
For
but
sure.
I just can't make that my whole identity.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more than just a police officer.
100%.
I'm more than just answering a radio and going to distress calls.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel you
way
on
more
that.
than that.
That's what I was always like, I never wanted to like wear my uniform out in public. 'Cause I'm like,
yeah. At first,
know.
when I got the uniform, I was proud and wanted to
Oh, yeah.
wear it to and from work. Now I'm like, man, I change at work.
Yeah,
I leave
yeah.
in ghetto street clothes, blasting thug mansion.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
he ain't a cop,
yeah,
I'm just fine.
Yeah, exactly.
just one. Yeah. Yeah, to a certain point, you're like, I don't, like you said, in the early days of it, you got all that pride. But
Yeah.
then after you figure out what's really going on and how people are looking at you, it's like, I don't know if I want all these eyes on me
Exactly.
like that. Yeah.
Exactly. There's,
Yeah.
like I said, still a passion for it, but it's getting dim.
The goal
sure.
is the UFC.
Absolutely. That's a good fucking goal to
UFC
have.
champ.
Do you have a emote in mind that you want
That's a
to
good question.
start throwing in there, or do you emote currently?
No, I don't know. It's like the Holy Ghost takes over. I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd just be
Yeah.
flailing everywhere. I don't
Yep.
know. I just get so fucking excited.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got any like hype up rituals, like pre-fight rituals or anything that you like sticking to?
Before I walk out, I kind of do like the classic wrestler, just slap
Yep.
yourself up. That's about it. I don't
Yep.
really have anything I like. A ritual I do, like I gotta wear this
Yeah.
underwear every time I fight. Like,
Yeah.
I never really believed in that.
Probably best not to, because King Green came out last night and he dove in the cage, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he's ready. He does this every
That's
time,
That's
Then
true.
he got slumped.
Yeah,
He got slumped, man.
There's nothing like I don't have a ritual or something I do all the time, other than the rehydration process. There's a certain way I do it, and
Yeah,
other than and that's just so I'm able to be alive in the
for
cage.
sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have anything I religiously do all the time. So
Yeah.
I just go out there and just scrap.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
nervous enough. I'm
Oh, yeah.
forgetful enough. I don't need. Oh shit! I didn't cross my T and dot my I.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's very true. I feel like the less you have to like worry about nailing right before the fight, like the less you have on your mind, the better.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
That makes sense.
what do your kids do when you go and fight?
They
Or what are they going to do come April 12th?
You ever
Are they
take
going
them?
to? Yeah.
my daughter saw one of my smokers, like she couldn't even walk yet, so she
Really?
was there.
Yeah.
But my son watched me win the belt on pay-per-view.
Ooh.
They don't. I'm just dad.
Yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
Yeah, I want a belt. They're like, all right, dad.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
All right, sweet. I'm like, oh, thanks.
I'd be
kid.
like, you little assholes.
yeah, for real. Like I just literally blood, sweat, and tears, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, whoop-de-doo. But nah,
That's
it's-
how it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just normal life to them. Like they don't.
Yeah.
My daughter, she's getting older, so she knows what's happening. So she kind of like, Dad, I don't want you to fight. I'm like, I like to do this. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're just kind of whatever about it. So
Yeah.
I'll let them watch it if they want to. I was skeptical at first. I'm like, damn, should they be seeing their dad get punched and kicked? in the
Right.
head?
Yeah, I've always thought about that.
But I mean, they pretty much before I became a cop, or when I became a cop, they were going to practice with me all the time. So
Yeah,
they
true.
They were seeing me spar, and like I said, that's life to them. So they
Yeah.
know that. So I'm not too worried about it no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're usually, if they can stay up, they'll watch it. So
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I love that you like incorporate your kids with
Oh, yeah.
with what you're doing.
For me, that's the only way to balance it. Like
Yeah.
I can't put them to the side, focus.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
put that to the side and focus on them. So I involve them in it. If
Yeah.
they wind up doing it, great. If not, I mean, they're gonna get a good workout.
For sure, for sure. And
yeah.
like you were saying, like Taiwan's always telling you, it's it's just so good, win or loss. It's so good for your children to be seeing a role model like that putting in such hard work for something they believe in so heavy.
Definitely.
Persevering.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that you brought up the loss. Yeah, they showing them that you could bounce back from a loss.
Oh, yeah.
It's not everything. That's important too. I wanted to crash out and go crazy, but it's like your kids are watching, bro. Like you're good. What you do now is gonna show them what they're gonna do during a loss.
100%.
And then Connor, he took that crazy loss. He got fucked up by Dustin. He said, "Your wife is in me DMs."
Yeah, your kids gotta see that
Bro,
shit,
like,
man.
what are
I'm
you
like,
doing?
damn.
Yeah.
You got like 5 kids. They got dad. That's dad. and
That's
going off
dad.
the rails.
What do you think about Connor, man? Do you think you feel like he's fallen from grace?
I got mixed feelings about him because
Yeah.
before I say this, I gotta say, because I'll get chewed out for it. I was the biggest Connor fucking fanboy. I had the shirts. I did the strut.
Hell
I
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved fucking Connor.
Hey, in his
everyone
prime,
was, man.
it was
Yeah.
hard not
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah, he was the showman of the sport.
Oh, yeah.
Like we'd never seen that in a while.
He was the UFC.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he's to this day he's on every damn commercial.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's in there somewhere.
Yep.
So I loved him as a fighter. I'm a fan of fighting. So
Mm-hmm.
as a fighter, I was like, when he was fighting, Connor all in. Win,
So
lose, or draw,
nice.
Connor all in. And I forgot who said it, but they said it the best. It's hard to wake up at 4 a.m. to go run when you got $1 billion in the bank.
That's
Oh,
very
yeah.
true.
So, I could only imagine, you're on a yacht every day,
Mm-hmm.
you're not in some basement where, the bills are due and,
Yeah.
you're about to lose your house. To go out there and spar hard, to go out there, go through a camp, the weight cut.
Yep.
So I'm not the biggest fan of him as a fighter anymore because he's not fighting.
Yeah.
Yapping to stay relevant.
Yeah.
That's what I think he is, and he's smart for that.
For sure. Yeah.
And all his business ventures, he's tied to everything. Man. He got a cigar line out. I just seen now.
Oh, yeah.
A whiskey. He's
Propa 12.
yeah, he's part president of the BKFC. Like the
Yep.
dude's
Yep.
in everything. He's been
Yeah.
in video games, but as a fight fan, I'm off the counter train because
Yeah.
he's not fighting.
Yep.
That's me.
Yep.
Can he compete with some of these guys? Yeah, but I don't think he could beat the champions.
For sure, for sure.
At lightweight, the top 5, I think they smoke them.
Yeah.
I think everybody in the top 5 smoke them.
Who's top 5 in what would he fight in?
Lightweight 55, if he's not going
Right, because
bumping up to
didn't he have
70.
like 2 titles that he won?
Yeah,
He's
he won
back-to-back?
the 145 and 155.
Yeah.
Never defended none of them. That's another thing. Never
That's
defended
true.
a belt. What he did was amazing. Not taking
Yeah.
that away at all.
Yeah.
But me being a fight fan growing up, the era of fighting I watched, you always fought the next guy.
Yeah.
He didn't do that. He talked his way up to fight. Did it great, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He fought a couple cans. He was levels above and got the shot. Not taking that away. Great for you. Now it's like, now we want to see you fight the best.
For sure.
And he didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
He got the Dustin, and look what happened.
Yep.
Who else did he lose to? He got the Khabib. Look what happened.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Absolutely.
And everybody's like, oh, he was drunk for half that camp.
I
You're
feel
a
like
grown man.
those are the only 2 people he fought, right?
Yeah, Dustin and Khabib are the
Yeah.
2 high level guys.
Yeah.
Who'd he snap his leg against?
Dustin.
Dustin.
It
Yeah.
was Dustin.
Yeah.
That was such a
That was
hard
when
fight
he
for me to
said,
watch,
Your
dude.
wife is in me DMs.
Yeah, that was a tough fight for me to
Yeah.
watch.
That
I've
was
always been a big Dustin fan. I fucking love Dustin Poirier. And
man.
when
Yeah,
he was
the
beating
diamond.
up on him, like, Connor's leg fucking pretty much fell off.
Fucking
but,
rubber banded.
but dude, people were like, I didn't like that nobody was really giving Dustin the credit for that match. He pieced up Connor, man. He
It's-
was piecing him up.
When you sign against him, it's the McGregor show at the
For
end
sure.
of the day. So
Yeah.
everybody's only going to see him. Dustin did
Yeah.
an excellent job, dirty boxing,
Oh,
keeping
yeah.
the pressure on.
He's a
He
dog,
was hurting him.
He
Of
was
course nobody
fucking
saw
him
that.
up.
Yeah.
Man.
Dustin's a dog.
I think he only has 1 more fight in him, and he said he's retiring.
Yeah, he says this
Yeah.
one's big, so I'm excited. I
Yeah.
couldn't
Who do you think
even
he's gonna
guess.
fight?
I don't know. He says it's going to be in Louisiana, so I think that's cool. Send off for him.
Ooh,
I think that's
fuck.
cool in his
You know,
hometown.
Theo Von's gonna be there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. That's his boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
his boy in Louisiana too.
Yup.
Man, that'd go crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know who I would like to see him fight. I mean, you could vouch for another Justin Gaethje
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
I was gonna say.
Oh
Gaethje.
my
Yeah.
I would
god,
That
love
would
to
be
see
a
that.
banger.
That'd be a banger.
Yeah, but he wants
Something-
to fight Islam.
Yeah, yeah.
Gaethje wants to fight Islam just because he beat what's his name? Rafael.
Yeah.
Rafael.
I don't know. I think you still make that Dan Hooker fight. I would like to see
Yeah, for
one
sure.
more for Dustin. Give him for
Dan?
Justin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him that Dan Hooker fight, and then maybe Islam fight.
They fought before though, didn't they?
Who's that?
Dustin and Hooker.
Dustin Hill. Oh yeah, they put on a fucking.
Or are
show.
you talking about?
I want Justin Gaethje versus Dan
Yeah,
Hooker.
yeah, okay.
I want Gaethje versus Hooker before he. You're saying Dustin wants to fight Islam again?
No, I'm saying, what's his face wants to fight Islam again. Fuck.
Gaethje?
Yes, Gaethje.
Did they fight before? No. Gaethje fought Khabib.
I'm tweaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Islam fought Gaethje yet.
Yeah, I think I'm tweaking.
What the last night was supposed to be Dan Hooker, right?
Yeah,
And
we were
got
supposed to witness the
canceled.
first death in UFC.
Yeah.
Last night
Yeah.
was supposed to be a game changer, but I think Dan Hooker broke his hand or something.
Yeah,
in camp.
something like that. Some kind of injury.
That sucked. I was looking forward to that. But
Yeah,
Khabib
bro.
put on a hell of a show.
He
especially
did,
for
man.
last
He's a
minute.
good fighter.
yeah.
He was in kickboxing too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was he in Waco?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know he did some overseas stuff. He's always at Tiger Muay Thai in
Yeah.
Thailand, so he's a legit kickboxer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it if he did a Waco or two.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a dog, man.
Yeah, definitely. He's a dangerous guy. I think so. The first time he fought Dustin, I think it was just experience. First time in the later rounds with someone of that caliber.
Oh, yeah.
That got to him because it was a good fight overall, and Dustin used a lot of wrestling in that fight, which
Yeah.
says a lot because Dustin doesn't wrestle
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
So, this fight, the short notice is just how the cards fell. It sucks, but I
Yeah.
think if it were to happen, which I don't think so, but if it were a third fight, Fiziev might get a dub on that because
Yeah.
he has the style, that good style. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
fast paced, very explosive. When he hits you hard.
Oh,
Yeah, he's entertaining to watch.
yes,
for sure.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's one of my new favorites. Him and Marab for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. Isn't Marab always with Nina Drama?
Yeah, he's always. I think he's like a ladies' man, dude.
Yeah,
Every time he
he's
posts,
like-
he's with like these models.
He's
Bro,
like always getting bitches.
yeah, I'm like, bro, your nose is fucked. How are you pulling all these bags,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
That's so funny. He's a dog, bro.
I've seen videos of him like with like other UFC bitches and like he's like smacking their asses
Yeah.
and shit,
Oh
dude.
my
I'm like,
God.
what?
I'm like, this dude's a pimp, bro.
That's
Yeah.
nuts. That's nuts.
And he beats people up.
I mean, okay, I ain't gonna tell him nothing. So.
Yeah, of course.
That's cool. I feel like he'd be a good hang. I feel like you guys would get along.
yeah. I think we could joke around a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. Man, fun stuff. Fun stuff. I'm so excited for your fight.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm so excited.
Thanks. It's
What's your like the week leading up to it? What are your kind of like preparation habits?
If there's any weight to cut, usually there's like a pound or two lingering. I
Yeah.
work on that. Just recovery, man. Watching. I like to watch all the Rockies or kickboxer,
Oh, hell
Van
yeah.
Damme movies. Just get in that zone of the.
Yeah.
I never used to believe in it. To this day, it still sounds corny to me. The warrior spirit. It is a real
Yeah.
thing. It just sounds cheesy to me to say.
Yeah.
But like just getting in that zone of I'm going to battle, I'm going to war. That mindset. But just recovering. So like sauna work.
Yeah. Making sure you're healthy.
Yeah, that's it. Just staying healthy. It's pretty much that week is just dress rehearsal. Just
Yeah.
everything's light. Just catch a sweat, go over it, just review. That's all. It
Yeah.
is.
So who are some of your biggest role models?
There's a few. Started off Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Just a kid seeing the Terminator. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
holy shit! Then learning that he was Mr. Olympia 7
Oh,
yeah.
times, all that. Like
Yeah.
love Arnold.
The
everything.
fucking governor.
Yeah, like the dude did it all.
Yeah.
Once I got into MMA, George St. Pierre was
Yeah.
pretty much I lived
yeah.
my life off of that guy.
Yeah.
He's a big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
huge impression in my life,
Yeah.
inside the sport and outside. Because I related to him a lot. He was kid, got bullied a lot, wasn't the biggest or strongest guy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just a determined fucking dude that knew what he wanted. And
100%.
He's master of not letting this get to you.
Yeah.
So he was. I'd say till this day, my biggest role model.
Yeah.
Is George St. Pierre. My grandfather, just embedded that you want something, you go work hard for it. Just my whole life, there wasn't a lot of play with him. It was we were working on a car, a house. It was you're gonna work.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I attest all my hard work to him. He embedded that in me.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, just I say those three, the biggest role models in my life: GSP, Arnold, and my granddad.
Hey, those are good picks.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Those are
Arnold
real
at
good picks.
one.
Hell yeah.
That's dope.
Absolutely.
What are some movies that stick out to you watching as like a kid with Arnold?
Definitely the Terminator. I like the real corny ones, like Total Recall.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Commando is cheesy as
Dude,
that.
Commando.
yeah.
I was
Love
gonna say
Commando.
Commando was my shit.
Running
yeah.
Man is one of my favorites.
Running Man, that's a good one,
Can't
dude.
forget the Conans. Like
Yep.
all the corny ones
The
are like the ones that
Conans.
stuck
Yep,
with me.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Yeah, I just watched fucking Conan the Barbarian like maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
It's hard to watch
It
now.
is, it is.
Like you throw them back on, you're like, damn,
Yeah,
this
I
is
don't
a
think-
horrible movie.
I don't think I got through the whole movie. I'm not gonna lie. I tried, but
Yeah, I tried watching the Spy Kids 2 the other day. And
Yeah,
I couldn't
no.
get through it.
Man, some of these shows I try to get my kids hooked on. I'm like, I don't remember it being this whack.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so funny.
It's hard to rewatch some of this stuff.
Yeah, it's
Everything was better as a kid. For
Yeah.
sure. I'm saying.
For sure, man.
for sure. Yeah, it's crazy how, hindsight sugarcoats everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. I've gotten to a point now in my adult age that I'm like, I mean, I've tried going back and just for example, the original Spider-Man video game on like PS2. Dude, I had the opportunity to go back. My brother had his old console. He was like, "Hey, I just found this. You want to play it?" I played it. Fucking ruined it for me.
Yep.
I was like,
You're
"This
like, fuck
game,
yeah.
this game sucks."
I'm the same way. I was a heavy game head, man. Video games were like life, and now,
Yeah.
I don't have the time or motivation to play them.
Yeah.
But like, I'll try to scroll down memory lane, get some dust off the consoles, and turn
Yep.
them on. And I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. This
Yeah,
was way
yeah.
more fun 20 years ago.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You're a whole dad now, too.
Yeah,
That,
man.
Dude, that alone takes away the time.
Yeah.
On top of training,
Yeah,
you know?
man. Yeah, I don't feel old, but people mention it. I'm like, damn, now my back's starting to hurt.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot to juggle. It's very impressive that you're able to do all that and not lose your fucking mind.
Yeah, it has its ups and downs, but I enjoy it. I think that's part of it too. You have to enjoy it. Like you have to enjoy being a dad. Like I love doing all the goofy stuff. I think I'm a cool dad. I'll play the video games. I'll get on the floor and wrestle.
Hell yeah.
Shit, my daughters, they'll paint my toenails. I'll do the whole makeup thing. Sure, I like being. I'm just a goofy guy, so that's what I.
Just Juan.
Yeah, I'm just Juan, man. We got to put that on a shirt now.
Yeah, yeah.
That might have to be the title.
Yeah.
Just one.
Just one.
Hey, how would you feel about us, like, coming to do, like, a little training video with you or something sometime?
Dude, more than
Kind of
welcome,
like
for
how we
sure.
did with Sanisha?
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Anytime you guys want, man. Anytime, for sure. I'm happy you guys came around. It was cool to experience this. It's the first time I've been a part of something like this, so it's kind of cool.
Hell yeah, man.
You asked my girlfriend at home. I was like, fiance, sorry. If she sees it, she goes,
Oh, yeah.
my fiance.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was telling her, I'm like, man, I'm nervous. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not prepared for anything. She's like, it's a podcast.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
and talk. I'm like, I know. She's like, you watch 1 million of them. I'm like, I know.
Yep.
But yeah,
no.
this is awesome. Anytime you guys want to come and get some training footage
Oh,
or
yeah.
just hang with the group, more than welcome. I know.
Hang
Hell
with
yeah,
the group, yeah. Probably get some cool, like, footage of you, like, just doing your thing, you know what I'm saying?
No, for
Definitely.
sure, man. Anytime, just hit us up and we'll make sure we make some room for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. That's our biggest thing. Like we love being a part of the, the fight community, but we understand we pull up, there's cameras going. We don't want to be in the way or,
Yeah.
be distracting or anything like
Get
that.
you out
so,
of your element.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no. Pretty
That
much,
was our biggest worry with filming for Sanisha was like, I mean, this is awesome. I'm glad we're getting to film for him and get some of this documented, but we didn't want to be distracting or anything.
He's pretty disciplined, like
Yeah.
myself. Like we're pretty disciplined. He's pretty focused. I mean, we were drilling hard while you guys were there.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I seen some of the footage you guys took on him. I mean, he was hitting those pads like he
Oh,
always
yeah.
does. It was just a regular day in the office.
Yeah, yeah.
But
that's
none
what
of
it
us
seemed like.
are Hollywood hounds yet. So,
Yeah. That's
so
good,
the camera,
man.
they don't bother us. We actually appreciate it because it's like, us, our gym's not big. We're sharing someone else's gym, honestly. And, we don't get that much exposure that the other gyms get. So
Yeah.
we really appreciate you guys coming in, showing some light on Rising Dragon and
For sure.
the coaches and one of our biggest stars too. So,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, shout out Rising Dragon MMA for having us in the gym.
absolutely.
sir.
That was like the first, we were talking about it. It was like our first time doing something like that, and it felt so, like, real. I don't know. It was just so surreal, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same, I was like, dude, they're like interviewing my boy. They're getting
Yeah.
this training footage. I'm like,
Yeah.
I watch shit like this on TV, and I'm
Hell
like, and
yeah.
it's happening to him. So it was cool. It was kind of cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Yeah, I'm super happy we get to be a part of that. It's a really special
Hopefully,
thing.
we can get some footage at the Cage Thunder fight.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely you
Yeah.
will. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
We kind of botched the audio a little bit on Sanisha's fight night. We were pissed, but
Yeah.
Sox over here did the best he could. It's
Yeah, it
Nah,
worked
it
his
came out
magic.
great, man.
Yeah,
It
it
was
definitely
nice.
did.
It was
Yeah.
nice.
yeah,
For sure.
But like now, we're fucking ready to go at it again. Probably get some high quality footage.
Hell
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we look forward to having you guys anytime we got something, just drop in whenever. I know you guys are real tight with Sanisha, just let him know. He'll be happy to let us know and have you guys in the gym for sure. It was cool.
Hell yeah, man.
Also heard rumors of Sanisha possibly getting on your card. What's
We
up
want-
with that?
He wants to.
Yeah.
I would love to share a card with him. I already did with Tobias. It's nice having two people on the card.
Yeah, guys hype each other up.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
you're both
Feed
fighting the
each other.
same day. So
Oh yeah,
it's definitely
More
a
exposure for
Oh,
the
yeah.
for the camp too.
Oh yeah, it's definitely more. Camp is easier when somebody's going through it with you, like the weight cut, the
Yeah.
hard training. Like when you're the only guy during the Shark Tank rounds and everybody's beating you, it sucks. But you got
yeah.
somebody else with you going through that too. You're like, all right, for
Yeah.
me, it makes it a little easier.
I feel like
For
on
sure.
fight night too, it makes it. It
Oh,
takes a
yeah.
little bit of weight off your
Yeah,
shoulders,
for
sure.
knowing that you got like your homies fight too.
no,
for
for
sure.
sure, because it's a very emotional time. At least for me, I'm sure more people could vouch for it, but I can only talk with my experience. There's a lot of emotion going on, dude. You're scared, you're excited.
Oh, yeah.
So to have someone that understands that right next to you the same day, that it just makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
Like when I fought on, I think it was WFC card, I had Tobias with me, and just being there with him, warming up with him, and he's a pro. He's seeing him warm up, I'm like, yeah, I want to be where he's.
Oh,
at.
yeah.
People know his name when he walks in. They're like, that's one of the.
I feel like I
greatest fighters
remember Tobias. I feel like I remember his aura.
here. He's a real cool guy,
Dude, I remember him.
He's built like a fucking.
He's that shorter guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude's.
Yeah, he was aura farming.
But no, definitely having someone on the same card as you, preparing with you, it makes things, and it's more fun, and it makes
Yeah.
things a lot easier.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
dude.
cool. That'd be cool.
That
Get
night's
Sanisha
gonna
on
be
that bitch.
That's gonna be a hell of a night.
Oh yeah.
And he's a real intense guy too, so his energy would just make me skyrocket. Bro.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
him like we're gonna fucking rip his head off. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, we're gonna rip his
feel
fucking
you.
head
Yeah,
off.
he's real intense, man.
Yeah, he is.
But I love the guy to death. He's one of the best training partners I have. Between him and Tobias, I get some solid work, man. He
Hell yeah,
pushes
man.
me a lot too.
That's that boy.
This is Elvis.
What's up,
This is
buddy?
Elvis. Welcome, Elvis.
I feel like if we had an amateur fight, like the three of us, we would have to fight on the same night. Yeah. I could not go through that by myself.
Yeah.
One of
Small
us,
dog.
like the chances of one of us getting knocked out or like someone getting fucked up is high. Anything can
But it
happen.
also like it'd make me feel better. Like if I got knocked out, but like you won, I'd be like, at least he won.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
man.
true,
bitch ass.
There's, when I lost, Tobias won, and then vice versa. So it's definitely still a win. Like you feel like you went home with a win. Like my
Yeah.
buddy won. He took
For
one
sure.
home for us.
Yeah,
Damn, it would suck if like
we all lost.
That'd be just our fucking luck.
I know. We'd go out there all hyped and we just all get slumped.
we embarrass Apex Prey MMA.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, man, it was great having you on.
Hey, it was.
I appreciate
great to
you
be
coming.
here. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
This was a good
Yeah.
one. I'm super happy about this one. I'm excited to put this one out.
Yeah,
Oh,
same
yeah.
man. I was real nervous coming in, but you
Yeah.
guys made me feel at home and good combo. It definitely had a great time, man.
Good,
That's
man.
good, man.
This
Glad
won't be
to
the
have
last
you.
time. We'll have you back on for sure.
yeah.
We'll have to have you on after the fight.
Yep.
No,
Post
for
fight.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, I still look pretty. But
Yeah. Hopefully, God willing.
Yeah.
You got
God willing.
anyone or anything you want to shout out?
shout out Rising Dragon, Sinisa Jovic, Tobias Taylor, Craig Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Go Hard Goings on Instagram. Follow me. I post all sorts of training stuff.
Hell yeah.
Pretty good at staying current with what's going on in my career. So
That's
post
good.
motivational stuff like that.
Nice.
Shout out to the fiance. Her
Yeah.
her T-shirt making business.
Oh.
She made the GHG shirts. They'll be coming soon.
Oh shit,
So I'll
that's
definitely
nice.
keep you guys tapped in with it.
Definitely.
Hell
Yeah, send us any like links or tags or anything you want us to throw in the description.
Yeah, we'll put them all in the description.
Yeah, it'll
Shout
be-
her out. I forgot the name of it, or she's gonna kill me. But yeah, she makes all my
alright.
fight shirts.
Nice.
Look at Elvis. He's trying
That's
to get
dope.
shouted
That's a nice
out.
shirt too.
Yeah, she did her thing with this for sure.
Fuck yeah.
What's the name of it?
Shit, I'll cop one of those.
Yeah, I'll definitely have some for you guys.
We also have a shirt for you that we want to give you before
Oh yeah,
you leave.
yeah. You can't let us forget.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get that now while we're on camp.
Yeah.
Oh,
Would you
hell yeah.
prefer large, medium?
Oh,
We got-
medium.
Medium. Okay. I think we got some mediums in there. We should.
Do you want a white or a black one?
I'll take a black one. I'm clumsy. I'll ruin. I'll ruin the
Yeah.
other one.
All right. You gotta bear with me here. I gotta look.
Oh, you're good, man.
We only have large black. Sorry.
Fuck.
No,
That's fine because
All right.
they're like smaller.
Yeah. They
Like-
do ride a little small.
That's fine. I'll beef back up after the fight anyway.
there we go.
Hell
There we
yeah,
go.
man.
Cool, man.
Should shrink the first time you
Yeah.
wash it too. So.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
That's
man.
for you, man. Thanks for fucking being on here.
I appreciate
We
you
wish
guys.
you
Thank you.
the best of luck.
We'll be
Absolutely.
there April 12th.
We will
April
be there.
12th. Shout
Yep.
out Juan Go Hard Goins.
Yup.
Yeah, get that strap, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, sir. If you're listening and you ain't doing nothing, you know where you gotta be.
Akron, Ohio, Cage Thunder.
Beautiful.
Be
Beautiful.
there. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Hell yeah,
Cool.
man.
That'll
We'll
do
wrap
it.
it up.
Peace out.
Something like that.